Good morning, everyone. Today is the first day of autumn. To celebrate, we are going to shop for apples at the local apple orchard. And when we return home, we will make a rustic apple galette that we can enjoy for afternoon tea. But before we do anything, I need to bring Avery for a walk on the Empire Trail. So please take a walk with us. It seems that someone is very excited to have a little adventure.
It's the same old story being told inside my head. To straighten up my bones and be a man. I gotta tear this wall apart to let you in.
Most days, I bring Avery to the local dog park for a good run. Walking on the Empire Trail is a pleasant change for us both. If you look carefully, you will see that the deciduous trees are beginning to change color. I love this time of year. Next stop is the local job lot. I'm looking for spring flowering bulbs. In a future video, I will show you how I pot the bulbs and then force them into indoor winter bloom. I am looking for bulbs that offer both beauty and perfume, and I seem to have hit the jackpot. Let's head to the local orchard. We need apples for today's Rustic Apple Galette. It is still early in the season, but I am hoping to find a variety of apple that is firm enough to hold its shape during baking.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
I decide to try my luck with a variety called Golden Supreme. We will see how it works out. I also need some red currant jelly. The jelly will make our galette shimmer like starlight.
Every dawn, we are dreamers of the shore.
We are home again, and we are getting ready to make the Rustic Apple Galette with the apples that we purchased earlier. Now, the first thing we need is a French pastry crust. This is very easy to do, especially if you have a little food processor. So I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour here. I did weigh this out, and it is 203 grams. A pinch of salt. I'm going to blend this for just a second. Then I'm adding 113 grams of fat. You can use all butter or all lard, or you can use a combination of the two, as I am going to do. And I cut the butter into little cubes. The lard will give this pastry dough an extra flaky, tender quality. And I'm going to pulse the machine just to break up the fats. Then I'm going to add 1/3 cup or 80 mils of ice water while the machine is running. And you just run the machine until a clumpy dough develops. And form the clumpy dough into a ball. Flatten it into a disc. And then I'm going to wrap this in cling film. There, the dough is made. I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes so that the flour can become fully hydrated. Our dough is nicely chilled. So now I'm going to roll it into a 12-inch diameter circle. And I've just dusted my pastry cloth with a little flour. I can link this pastry cloth in the description below if you are interested. A little flour on top of the dough. I'm using a French rolling pin here. The pin has tapered ends. It's perfect for rolling out circles of dough. I will link this too. 12 inches. I'm going to transfer the dough to a rimless baking sheet that I have lined with parchment. This is a beautiful dough. To top the dough with 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. The cornstarch will help to thicken the juices that the apples exude. Pour that right into the center of the dough, and then use your hand to spread the cornstarch mixture to about 1 inch from the edge of the dough. I'm going to return this to the refrigerator while we prepare the apples. I'm going to peel, core, and slice the apples on my little apple corer peeler slicer gadget. What you want here are 2 or 3 baking apples. Now, it's a little early in the season for baking apples, so I'm not sure that these apples are firm enough to use on my little gadget here, but we shall see. Well, the apples are peeling, coring, and slicing perfectly fine on this little gadget, but I just tasted of one of the slices and I don't really like this variety of apple. It's not particularly sweet. It has 0 tartness. So fortunately, I have some Granny Smith apples in the refrigerator. So let me fetch those and we're going to slice those up. I will save this variety of apple for smoothies. Granny Smith apples are always reliable for baking. I love the taste of Granny Smith apples. Now we need to arrange the apples in concentric circles. this came out very nicely. So now, next step is to fold the pastry dough over the edge of the apples, making little pleats as you go. Brush the apples with some melted butter. I love the combination of apples, butter, and sugar. Usually when I make this galette, I simply top the apples with a tablespoon of granulated sugar. Today I'm going to add a bit of cinnamon to the sugar. After all, it's the first day of autumn. It's cinnamon season. We need to return this galette to the refrigerator while we preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. Bake the galette until the crust browns and the apples caramelize slightly, about 1 hour. While the galette is baking, I'm going to build a fire in the dining room fireplace. It's rather chilly in this house. Slide this galette onto a cooling rack, and then to make the apples sparkle like starlight, I'm going to glaze them with some heated red currant jelly. This is the jelly that we bought earlier today. I think this galette deserves a black cashmere sweater and a brown corduroy blazer. Please join me for tea and the Rustic Apple Galette. I put a dollop of sour cream on each serving. I am not exaggerating. This apple galette is magnificent. The crust is tender and flaky. The apples are tart and they're a little sweet because we added the sugar. And they taste like autumn because we added the cinnamon. This goes very well with Darjeeling tea. Thank you for walking, shopping, and baking with me on this first day of autumn. And please give this apple galette a try. I will link the printable recipe in the description below. Next week, we are going to plant the bulbs that you and I purchased earlier today. So please subscribe if you are new, and be sure to click the notification bell so that you won't miss that episode. And if you enjoyed today's video, I would dearly appreciate if you would click the like button. Again, thank you for spending time with me today. I really appreciate your company. I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends. This is so good.